G'day guys, this is the Staff Sarge with the next operation for the Davions. We've managed to secure a foothold here on Tukayyid. Now we need to help out with a little bit of the resupply.
Our assignment is to rendezvous with the 2nd Kell Hound Regiment. They have seen heavy action down in the southern hemisphere and are in need of repair and resupply. You'll be escorting a convoy of supply vehicles to the drop zone. Enemy contact is not expected, but always possible. You may have to cover a large area quickly. Assault mechs are advised, but you may want to give a few extra tons to the enemy.
So we get dropped off with the convoy, then we need to follow the waypoints, which are the drop zones for all the incoming dropships. Now, originally I was going to try and run this with heavy mechs, try and go for, you know, the Davion mixed units, but turns out you actually need assault mechs. So to start with, we got the Man of War, not about submission. This thing's got, you know, large ER lasers, you know, it's just a long-range punching machine. And it looks really fucking ugly too. Now you want long-range weaponry because there's a lot of mechs with long-range weaponry, and you want to lay down the smack real fast. Like as soon as you spot them on radar, you want to start shooting. Next up we got the Sunder. I believe this is the first Sunder I've actually deployed. The most difficult thing. So capacitor PPC, because I just like the amount of damage it can deal. That coupled with a Clan Gauss rifle means that it'll be doing, again, a lot of damage at long range. So nice all-rounded design. The Sun is actually pretty good. So you don't want the super heavy mechs because you do need quite a bit of speed, as we'll be showing during the mission. You want just enough armor and enough weaponry in order to lay down the smackdown. Now the Templar with interest, I've used this one before. You know, X-Pulse lasers, Gauss rifles, the usual mix. Again, Templars I quite like as a for a faster assault mech. It's just got a nice bit of speed to it. Then finally we have my ride, the Kodiak, your average polar bear. It's about time I've used a Kodiak. I like this. It's a 100-ton assault mech, but with a good amount of speed, an okay amount of armor, and quite a bit of weapon space. Not the most heavily armed of the assault mechs, but I mean I got a Gauss rifle and a lot of medium lasers. So this thing will be putting out quite a bit of firepower, but even in the Arctic conditions here. So yeah, I've had to run this mission a few times with different loadouts because it's not all that easy.
We're approaching the first drop point. We have visual on the first dropship. Looks clear. Strike that. Hostile mechs powering up and firing on the dropship.
Roger. Updating Allied Command.
Here we go.
Kell Hound Command, this is Spectre 1 on the ground. Engaging hostile mechs, vicinity nav point Alpha. Be advised, LZ is hot.
I noticed, comrade.
Dashka, is that you?
Your mercenary friends up here are paying top rates for hasty contracts.
Glad to hear it. Fire up those guns and let's get to work.
Let us do as you say. This is Lieutenant Colonel Scott Bradley. We have them marked. All dropships, watch your scanners. Spectre, move to engage hostile forces.
Yes, sir. We're on it.
Everybody's favorite crazy Russian. I like Doshki. He's a dropship captain who just doesn't give any fucks. So overall, I do enjoy this mission. I gotta mention, as much as I'll bitch and moan about it as we continue, this mission I really do like. I played it a lot. First with mostly heavies and an assault in the form of a Warhawk. When that proved not to be enough firepower or armor, because I was getting my ass handed to me, I slowly started increasing the amount of tonnage I was bringing, until finally we're here, where I'm rolling in a 100-tonner, and we got a bunch of 90s backing me up, and those lasers are already making me overheat. So I mean, it starts off fairly simple, just a medium lance that tries to roll in and wreck Doshka's dropship. But he's still as well armed as he was back when we met him on Hesperus, and was Hesperus? I can't even remember. Haleron, that was it. So yeah, it starts off with a medium lance, but as you can see, then we've got Sunders. There's actually 3 of them trying to roll up. And the best way to deal with these guys is very simple. You stick near the dropship, wait for them to get close, and then once they're close enough, order the rest of your lance to go in and engage. Otherwise, they'll run out ahead, out of range of the dropship's support, and then they'll get hammered. But at the same time, it's still an escort mission. Those supply trucks are being escorted. I've actually failed this a few times when I pull back too far, and one of the Sunders decided to let loose in the transports. And considering the amount of firepower they carry regularly, quite a few large lasers and the LBX, Yes, Sunders can wreck lighter vehicles in pretty much one salvo. Not an issue for him. Alright, last one. Oh, it's dead already.
Taking heavy engine hits. Turret's at 50%. Deploying jump lance. We need immediate assistance.
Acknowledge 2-4.
This is dropship 2-3. We are on the ground and deploying defenders. Area clear of hostiles. Shall we move to support, sir?
Negative 2-3. Secure your zone and prep for imminent contact. Spectre will pick up reinforcement tasks.
This is dropship 2-2. We are going down. Brace for impact.
2-2, come in. I say again,
No,
come in.
I know it looks fine. I don't know what they got. Oh,
Target's destroyed.
oh, that's a company we're not
Take out
getting
the
back.
designated target.
Roger. Word, Spectre. Roger.
All right, next wave. This is a full lance of victors. These guys, I know what it is with this mission. They like putting in full lances of the same type, well, mostly full lances. We had 3 Sunders, and we got pairs. You'll notice as well, the next wave that comes in are 2 pairs of different heavies. And then after that, there'll be another Assault Lance, which is pretty well armed. Extremely well armed. Fortunately, though, we still got dropships in support, and we do have a bunch of allied mechs rolling around as well.
Target's destroyed. This is 2-1 on the ground. Our bay doors are jammed. We are unable to deploy. Repeat, unable to deploy mechs at this time. Dropship 2-3. Split off a lance to cover our position at Delta.
Attack your closest target.
Roger that. Copy.
Okay, so that's a bad thing. One dropship can't deploy. Now, these dropships, the Rothgars, they can carry a full company, as I said. Yeah, the one that can't deploy at all, that's an Overlord class. They can carry a full battalion, which is 3 companies and a command lance, if my memory serves me correctly. So that's a lot of firepower that isn't going to be deployed on the battlefield. Now, Overlord is pretty well armed, and it's a lot tougher than a Rothgar. But even so, it's going to fall down if the enemy sends in, a full assault lance. And yeah, again, they'll be sending in quite a bit more than that. But first of all, we're just going to make sure that 2-3 here is 2-3, 2-1. I can't even remember anymore. Got to make sure those guys are well taken care of. So, pair of Mad Dogs. LRMs can be annoying if they unload into you. And someone else just popped up on radar. 2 others who popped up on radar. And they're Thanatos.
Roger, lead. Yo, man. Copy.
My favorite mech to engage. I love driving them, I hate fighting them. I don't know what it is about them. Pretty sure I've mentioned this many times whenever I've come face to face. Okay, if a dropship is engaging someone, don't get between them and their target, because they don't give a fuck who they shoot. So the dropships are well defended. They will take quite a bit of punishment, and they'll fight a lot of fire support, so you want them to take quite a bit of the pounding.
Enemies at
as opposed to you.
Beta are neutralized.
Inbound enemy aerospace fighters. Watch yourselves.
The weak ones are the supply trucks, because if they get destroyed, then that's mission failure. And the enemy's bringing in a Fafnir.
Yo, Roger, lead.
That's fantastic. Oh, and a whole bunch of aerospace fighters. I've got enough weaponry that I can take them down fast, if I can aim. Nah, fuck it, I'll let my allies. The dropships will actually engage them, and as you can see, their accuracy against stationary targets isn't the best. It's not any better against aerospace, although when they do hit, one hit will knock them out. Alright, this is where I start to get antsy, because this is the wave. Maulers have got pretty good range with those Ultra AC2s, and they can strip away your ammo surprisingly fast. So I tend to get a bit antsy around them. In addition, there's Novacats, which are equipped with a lot of PPCs, and the goddamn Fafnir. As you can see now, back to critical damage, and I'm trying not to be the primary target, but at the same time, I don't want them unloading that Overlord. I said it's well armored. The problem is that vehicle right there, that's an auxiliary power unit. As I said, if one of those goes up, the dropship it's attached to kind of loses like a third of its health straight off the bat. So if that APU goes up, then the dropship is not going to last very long.
Target destroyed.
It's actually going rather well.
Yo, Roger, lead.
Down one Mauler, almost down a second, and there's a Nova Cat. Yeah, that is.
Target eliminated. Target annihilated.
Nova Cats, which come with
Target
reflective
Take out the
armor, so of
designated
course I'm going to
target.
unload on
Yo,
it
man.
with my lasers.
destroyed. Target eliminated. I wasted him, man. Target
Right, the Fafnir Maulers must be down. Where's the... Oh, there we go. There's the
Copy.
Nova Cat.
Yo, man. Copy. Target
And he's
eliminated.
overheating.
Target
And there's another one
annihilated.
which is also
Target's
overheating.
destroyed.
Take out the designated
So
target.
AI does not
Copy.
understand
Roger, lead.
I show all drop zones
heat
clear of
discipline.
hostiles. You have anything on scope, Colonel?
Negative. I show all clear. Great work today, Spectre. I'm putting in a commendation request with Colonel Allard. Anytime you're ready to join up with the Kell Hounds proper, I'd be happy to give you a battalion command.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to serve with a unit of such renown.
Target eliminated. Target annihilated.
We
Target
already
The Kell
do.
Hounds are resupplied and redeploying northeast of the capital. Colonel Daniel Allard has posted a commendation for meritorious service on Mercnet, along with $1 million C-bill bonus. Quite a pretty feather in your cap, Commander.
Alright, we survived the link up. Kell Hounds rearmed. We're making the final push, and we got a lot of salvage. Oh boy. And also all of our mechs are damaged, but we're fine. And hey, we even made the news. So we got the Kell Hounds, Clan Wolf in Exile, and us. Technically we're with the Kell Hounds, but you know, the game doesn't really make that distinction. It doesn't understand if you're with the Kell Hounds, it should be different, you fighting alongside. I don't know. You know, they try to make a game a little bit along the lines of being a little bit open-ended. So there you go. So resupply, the recommendation for that, although it might seem like a good idea to take heavies, you know, like the fast mechs, you want assault chases. You want assault chases with a little bit of engine power, as Castle recommends, yes. Because you need that armor to survive these engagements, and you need enough firepower to try and rubble those enemies quickly before they can tear apart your armor. Other than that, it's just trying to be a little bit tactical. You need to be a little bit conservative with yourself. You need the enemy to shoot at the dropships. You need your lance-mates to be getting into the fight first, so that some of the firepower is taken off you and put onto them. This was actually the first time I managed to get through up to that last dropship fight around the Overlord without losing any lance-mates. It's pretty rare. Because it could just be because some of the other runs I took longbows, and longbows they have a lot of torso arm, but for some reason they're still extremely squishy. They die really fast. So yes, a good amount, you know, the normal recommendation, nice balanced force. Go a bit light on speed, and make sure you bring plenty of armor. So with that done, we're now moving on to the only mission after this for the Davions is the final mission, which we'll get to in a little bit. But now we have to go back to New Avalon and find out exactly what the plan is in order to get the Archon back, since she's kind of been she's been arrested. And yeah, look, this mission, the next mission, I had to play through a lot of times, modifying force, all that kind of stuff. Now this mission I actually enjoyed. It's a nice challenge. It's good clean combat. There's a lot of allies around to disperse the damage, so even though you're in big battles, it doesn't really feel like bullshit. So I enjoyed it. Even the number of times I had to replay it, I enjoyed it. Next mission I didn't. It's painful. But we'll get around to that video next week. So until then, I'll see you guys around on the internet. Today's mech of the mission is what happens when you try to build an Omni-mech with ICE technology, the Luthian Armorworks ST-10 Sunder. Built to combat the Summoner and Hellbringer mechs in heavy use with the Clan Invaders, and using a number of design quirks from both of these heavy Omni-mechs, the Sunder is 20 tons heavier than the larger of the two, slightly slower, with roughly the same firepower while being much better armored. It also came with rudimentary Omni-tech, allowing it to alter its configuration much easier than other battle mechs in IS service. The prime config is roughly equal to a Summoner Charlie, with an AC-20 and 3 SRM-4 racks for close-in fighting, and a pair of large lasers for fighting at range, in addition to 2 more medium lasers for some flexibility. The other loadouts, which can be switched in the field, include the Bravo LRM boat with C3 systems installed, the Charlie as an MRM missile boat with C3 slave system for close-in city fighting, and the Delta with a pair of PPCs and an LBX-20 as a general combat mech. The end result is a mech that can be utilized in most any combat arena against clan heavies or other IS assaults, although the reverse-engineered nature of the chassis led to some minor issues, such as failing gyros due to the extra weight, since they were direct copies of the hardware used by a much lighter mech. You hear that story of the Russian TB-4 bomber copied from a captured B-29, right down to mysterious holes in the fuselage that later turned out to be bullet holes from a Japanese autocannon. It's not really the same thing here, but it's a fun story.